Video 33, multiplying fractions.
Multiplying fractions, as you can tell, I like to draw out and show you what it means. Mr. Slay likes to go through the mathematical understanding. I would argue that my process is mathematical, it's just what it looks like. Okay, Mr. Slay?
I agree.
So we're going to have a look here at the first example. And I just want to quickly remind you that this symbol here meant groups of, lots of, or we were repeating it that many times. And we were doing it with numbers that weren't fractions as well as using fractions before. Also remember Mr. Slate reminded you that that could be seen as an of as well. And we've already done fractions of a number. But I'm going to draw this out for you as we go along. So I've got a half. Again, I'm drawing out my box and I'm sharing it equally. So that's my 1/2, and it says I'm going to repeat that 3 times. You can see there then that we seem to have the answer, not seem to, we do have the answer, that we have 1, 2, 3 halves, which is an improper fraction because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So we know that that is the same as 1 whole and 1/2. The next video we're going to go into fractions of decimals and percentages. And we also know that that is also represented in a different way. We'll talk about that later. Let's have a look at this question here. And this one's a bit more trickier because we've got 2 fractions to multiply. We've got 2/5 times 1/4. So I'm going to show you what it means by drawing it out. Here's my whole, and I'm going to do 2/5 first of all. So I'm going to split this up into fifths. Oh, why can I never split it up equally?
I did.
I know, I seem to be allergic to it. And I'm going to use blue this time to colour in how many pieces I'm looking at. I'm looking at 2 pieces. Okay, I'm going to use an overlay for the next bit because what we're saying is we need to multiply this fraction here. Okay, so I'm just going to grab this overlay here. You see that okay through the camera? Mm-hmm. I'm going to draw over the top of this fraction because it's really important that both of the holes are the same size. I'm going to bring that down here. I'm going to split this fraction into quarters. So I'm going along the middle like that. There we go, look at that.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much. And I'm looking at one of those pieces. Oh, sorry. That was on camera then, I was so excited. Okay, so I'm going to put this over the top and you see a lovely grid pattern going on here, and we can see that the total number of pieces for our new fraction is going to be 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 pieces, oh sorry, make a whole. Now the numerator is how many we're looking at. Put that back up there so you can see it. And we need to know how many of the pieces we're looking at from both parts of the fraction. And if you can see here, we've got that bit and this bit. They're the 2 pieces that both parts are overlaying. Therefore, we've got 2 pieces that we're looking at with both fractions. So 2/5 times 1/4 is the same as 2/20.
Right, now actually you can do this without having to draw any of the pieces. So I'm just going to rub these out. Now you understand visually how it works. I'm going to show you just as a calculation a nice quick and easy way of working it out. So let's rewrite this. 1/2 multiplied by 3 equals. So the first thing I've got to do is I've got to think of both of them as fractions, which will be similar to this one over here. So the first thing I'm going to do, this 3. Now I can write 3 wholes as a fraction, because we know that this is 3 ones, because it's actually 3 whole things. So I'm just going to rub that 3 out, put it a little bit closer, so I can show you what I'm doing. I'm going to put 3 in my numerator, and it's over 1. That's 3 over 1, which means the same as 3 wholes. Now I've got that, all I need to do is I'm going to think of my numerators as 2 things together and my denominators as 2 numbers together. And I'm going to multiply those, and I'm going to multiply those. So 1 multiplied by 3 equals 3, and 2 multiplied by 1 equals 2. 3 over 2. And then, looking similarly, we can then convert that into a mixed fraction, which is going to be 1 whole and a half. And similarly here, if I rewrite this out, this one's even easier because I don't have to convert it into a fraction. I have 2/5 over 1/4. So again, my 2 numerators, 2 multiplied by 1 equals 2, 5 multiplied by 4 equals 20. 2/20ths, 2/20ths. Okay, right, it's time for you to have a go. We have 6/9 multiplied by 4/5, and here, again, I think I'm going to upgrade this 2 star to a 3 star, because we have a mixed fraction and then a normal number as well, or a whole number as well, sorry. So we have 1 7/10 multiplied by 4. Pause the video, have a go, and we'll see the answer in a bit. Alright, so 6/9 multiplied by 4/5. Again, 6 times 4 equals 24, multiplying those 2 numerators together, and then multiplying the 2 denominators together. 9 times 5 is 45. So we have 24/45. Moving over to here, first thing I want to do is convert this to an improper fraction. So I have 1 7/10, which I know is the same as, that means 10/10. So 10 add the 7 is 17. So I have 17/10. And I'm going to multiply that by 4. And again, I'm just going to push that over because I'm going to turn that into 4 over 1. Because we've said, if we remember, that 4 wholes is the same as 4 over 1, 4 ones. And then we do 17 times 4. That's quite tricky. I'm not necessarily sure that I do that in my head, so I'm going to run back and use a bit of our previous knowledge and multiply them in a long division calculation, long multiplication calculation. 7 times 4 is 28. 4 times 10, or 4 times 1 in this case, it's 4, add 2, 68. So we have 68, and then 10 times 1 is 10. Whoops. And then that is an improper fraction. We want to convert that. How many times does 68 go into 10? It's going to go in 6 times with 8 left over, which is 6 with 8/10.
Let's put our multiplying fractions onto our massive number mind map. So I'm going to go around about here. I'm going to put here timesing fractions. We've just learnt the numerator times the numerator. We times the denominator by the denominator to get our answer. We also drew it out to explain what that meant, and we're only looking where the 2 met. So, where have we linked our understanding? If the camera can follow me up, we're going to go up to mixed and improper fractions first. And actually, this goes all the way round. I'm gonna have
no, it doesn't.
No? Oh no, I've gone the wrong one. So this is like snakes and ladders. I'm going down here, down, past factors. I'm going to come through here because we used our mixed and improper fraction understanding. We also come up here to fraction of a number. We talked about how of was the same as the times sign. So I'm going to follow this one down here and link it to timesing by fractions. Going over to multiplication, because we used our multiplication understanding in order to answer the questions. And I think that's about it for all of my red lines.